It's not possible. I didn't say it would be easy, Neo.
All right, good morning. Committee on Parole is reconvening. We're at Tinsall Parish. Today is Thursday, May 23rd, 2024. It's 11:28 a.m. My name is Cheryl Renatza, serving as chairman of today's parole panel. My colleagues on the panel this morning, thank you for that, sir, Mr. Viator. Is Mr. Danny Barra to my left, Mr. Chucky Tillis to my right. Would the staff member in the room in Tinsall please introduce yourself for the record?
Noah Viator.
You got anybody in the room with you there? We want the officer to introduce herself.
Yes, ma'am. Captain Williamson.
All right, Captain Williamson, thank you so much for accommodating us today. And so now, Mr. Viator, you introduce yourself. Tell us your name and DOC number.
Noah Viator, 766-498.
All right, Mr. Viator. I'm going to read some information into the record. I ask you to verify that information. Then we'll have a parole interview with you. Your case has been assigned to me, so I'll take the lead on that. When we're done, after we have finished all of our questions, we'll ask Captain Williamson if there's any input from the facility. Before we vote, you'll be allowed to make a statement. Ready? All right. Mr. Noah Viator, you're classified as a first felony offender. You're currently serving a 7-year sentence. You were sentenced in Vermilion Parish on February 7, 2022 for indecent behavior with a juvenile. You do have a parole eligibility date, which was May 23rd, 2023. You're not eligible to earn good time, so your full term date is May 20th, 2028. Does that information sound correct?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, sir. So tell us, Mr. Viator, how old are you?
I am 23.
And how long have you been in jail on this 7-year sentence?
This will make exactly 3 years today.
Today, 3 years today. So you received, let's see, you received was it a 10-year sentence and it was all but 3 were suspended, then you got to do 3 years probation?
Yes, ma'am.
So whenever you're done with us, you still got to do 3 years probation with the court. And so at the time of this offense, you were 21?
I was 20.
20. And the victim was how old?
12, I think. I don't really know.
Your relationship to the victim was stepsister?
Yes, ma'am.
So I'm showing that she was 11 and that this abuse started around age 8 or 9.
That's what she said.
That's what she said?
Yes, ma'am.
What do you say?
It didn't. I had a witness say the day. I don't know exactly everything on her detail part because I didn't get to read all that stuff. But I know the day she accused me of the stuff, which was in December of, I think it was like 20 or something like that. I had a witness with me, but I was trying to get my court-appointed lawyer to help me out, and she wouldn't do anything with me. But
You're saying there was a witness to the event?
Yes, ma'am. My brother was present whenever she tried to say I did things to her. And whenever I told my court-appointed lawyer that she didn't want to use that information, she said it wasn't valid. He wasn't a valid witness.
So you're saying this never happened?
Ma'am?
You're saying that the abuse never happened?
No, ma'am. I just did. I was fresh to the system. I've never been in trouble with the law, and I didn't know how things went. And I was scared because I was facing 25 to life originally, and I didn't have no defense whatsoever. And I just did. I tried to file for a new lawyer, but it didn't work out. I did a lawyer complaint form, whatever that is, but nothing was ever heard from it again. I even tried to get her to do a bond reduction. She told me it wasn't a good idea, that they could raise my bond And I told her my bond was already $200,000. So there's no way I could afford it anyway. So if they raise my bond, it's like telling me no. But I went ahead and took the time because originally, whenever I did it, I asked my lawyer on the 7 years, I was like, is that flat time and can I get good time? She originally told me, no, it wasn't flat time and I could get good time on it. And the judge told me the same thing. Whenever a lot of people tell me that if I try to bring it back to trial or nothing, they could do worse or something like that. So I just left it as it is.
Yeah, well, time calculation is a very complicated matter that the DOC does the time calculation. So, I can understand how the lawyer may have thought you received good time, but you don't. So let's talk about, you've been in jail almost 3 years today. What have you been able to do, take advantage of since you've been in jail?
I left Caldwell to go to BDCC, which I took the little sex offender treatment program, which consists of the risk management, the anger management, and the empathy and awareness. And then I was able to take thinking for a change over there as well. And then I got shipped here, and I haven't been able to get in any other courses.
So
I was previously in Caldwell. Ma'am?
You completed the Thinking for Change?
Yes, ma'am.
Because I didn't see that in the record. I do saw where my note says you claim to have completed Thinking for Change, but the record doesn't indicate that you actually completed it. So that's good that you did, that you were able to do it.
I do have the certification with me here.
Okay, good. Maybe they can fax it over to us.
Once
I don't have that
it's
anymore.
currently in my property, but once I get it, I can
Yeah,
try
just
to.
give it to them and maybe they'll send it over to us. That would be helpful. Can include in the record. So what is your relationship with Miley?
That's my
Now.
stepsister.
Now,
Huh?
what is the relationship now?
I don't even really talk to her at all.
What about the rest of your family?
I talk to my dad, my mom, and three of my brothers.
So your Miley's mother is still married to your father?
Yes, ma'am.
Whenever you're released, you're going to have some challenges before you.
Yes, ma'am. I'm aware of that.
So tell me, what if you were released early, what would be your transition plan? Where would you live?
My mom has a place for me out on the outskirts of Lake Charles. I have a job lined up for me as soon as I get home, working for a company called Nash Fence out of Grand Lake. I have transportation. My mom has a truck waiting for me. Also, while I was down, I joined Ashland College, and I was told that I could do that when I get home as well, which I plan on doing that. All I got to do is go to the facility and they'll give me a computer with all the books. And I was taking my bachelor's in business association and business management.
Good for you. That's good.
And
why do you think you have opposition to early release? There was no comment made by the sheriff's office or the chief of police. Well, the chief of police is unopposed. The district attorney's office is opposed to an early release. Why do you think we ought to consider you for early release?
Well, previously, I've never been in trouble with the law before. And I just want a second chance at life. I believe in second chances, and I just want to be able to prove to society that I can do better with my life and change it for the good. I want to get out there to be able to help my mom. She's struggling right now. She is currently trying to get disability. She has no income. She lost her dad, which was my grandpa, and my grandma. I think currently my grandma's staying with my mom. I'm not too sure. I haven't been able to talk to him in a little minute, but I plan on calling him today. I'm just really wanting to get out there to support them That's my main concern, really.
Did your mother know you were coming up for parole today?
Yes, ma'am.
Did she work?
She can't work. She's disabled. She has a slip disc and bulging disc in her back.
All right, Captain, any questions?
Yeah, in the beginning of the investigation, you denied that you committed the crime to the police, and then you later pled guilty to it.
Yes, sir.
Did you commit the crime?
No, sir.
So
They have
you-
no evidence on me whatsoever. I just couldn't, I don't trust in people enough to be able to put my life in the hands of a jury, especially with my surroundings. As soon as I came to jail, they just heard the charge and instantly said I was guilty. And it just scared me to be able to try to take that charge, especially since I'm new to the system. I don't know how it all goes and all that.
So you're telling me you never touched her, fondled her, or had sex with her? Nothing.
I did when I was younger, but the rape charge thing, I never did that. But I never touched her like, I touched her leg. That's in the record. When I was like, I think I was like 16 or 15. But once I moved out, I had no real contact with her at all.
All the questions I had. I see that in the record it states this happened between she was 8 and 11. And she said that you entered her, and you're saying you didn't do that?
No, sir.
Okay. Were you dating anybody at the time? This was,
Yes, sir.
you had a girlfriend?
Yes, sir.
And why do you think she come up with this? What's going on?
I really believe it was like an attention thing, because at school, I tried to bring this up to my lawyer as well. I found out later on during my sentencing, she actually had some issues at school. She had it might actually be in the school system records, I don't know. But she had some issues with a friend of hers. They liked the same boy. And the boy liked Miley's friends instead of her. And she went to like her friends and all that and told everybody that the girl was having relations with other dudes and all that, just so the dude wouldn't like her. And she had to move schools from Gaydon to Lake Arthur because of that reason. I'm not trying to make her sound like a bad person, because sometimes she's not like that, but she's always been given whatever she wants. And when my dad stopped working, that all changed. She wasn't able to, she used to go to Disney on Ice and Disneyland. She used to be the center of attention all the time, get whatever she wants. And like I said, whenever my dad stopped working, all that changed. She started getting punished and things of that nature.
I see. You said your brother was there with you. How old is your brother, the one that you said could verify?
At the time or now?
At the time.
At the time, I do believe he was like 15 or 14.
He didn't have any problems with her, did he?
Problems with what?
His sister, his stepsister.
I don't know. I never really got into that with him.
Okay. I have no questions.
All right, Captain Williamson, is there anything you can add for Mr. Viator?
And no, ma'am, it's nothing that I can add, because I don't really see him.
Okay.
Listen, I'm going in the dorm counting, and it's 80 something in there, and they just, good morning, Captain Williamson, and I'm good morning, and I'm out. So he's not one that I interact with. He's not one that I have problems with. If it's a problem one, yes, I would know him. If he was a trustee, I would know him.
Right. So it's a good thing in his favor that you don't know him, because otherwise he'd be a troublemaker.
He'll be a troublemaker, right?
Okay. All right. Anything you want to say to us, Mr. Viator, before we vote?
I just ask y'all to be kind and merciful and allow me a second chance. That's all I can really hope for.
And you're at 10, so are there any program opportunities there for you?
I don't think there are there, Cap?
No, it's not.
No. I'm currently, if this goes wrong, I want to try to get the OCC. They have like mechanical courses, electrical courses, welding courses, and they also have the Ashland College over there. I want to be able to attend those courses with my remainder time, but it's somewhat difficult to get myself.
Classes.
Ma'am?
You're looking for some vocational skills training and to be
Yes,
able
ma'am.
to Ashland.
Yes, ma'am.
OCC is Washington.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. I think panel's prepared to vote, and I'll be voting first, Mr. Viator. You know, the information in the record is kind of overwhelming. I understand what you're saying. But there has been opposition expressed. I'm pleased that you were able to take the sex offender treatment. You pled guilty. You know, if you didn't do anything, pleading guilty was not the thing to do. My vote today is going to be to deny you parole based on the age of the victim and the opposition that's been expressed. Mr. Byron?
I would vote exactly the same way with the same reasons.
Mr. Tillis?
I agree with you, Mr. Noor. You probably need to get some more classes and training, and I think that's a good idea. And I hope that you do that, so when you do get out, you can put your life back together. My vote's to deny also.
Mr. Viator, today your parole's been denied. So I'll make note that you're requesting to be have the opportunity for vocational skills training and to continue the Ashland courses. You will have the opportunity to reapply for another parole hearing. We're going to send you some information on how and when you can do that. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Good luck to you, sir. Captain Williamson, that concludes our business at Tensaw Parish. We're going to sign off at 11:45. Thanks for helping us.
Thank you.